$7 million left a casino cage in under 40 minutes. Chips were real. The authorization was valid. The payout couldn't be reversed. It started with a simple chip exchange during a high-stakes poker tournament. The player approached the cage with a collection of tournament chips, asking to convert them to cash value chips for a different game. Cage operators saw the chips. Standard tournament denominations. Nothing unusual about the request. Players moved chips between games constantly. But these weren't standard tournament chips. They were prototype chips from a canceled high roller event, printed with values that matched no current casino denomination system. The cage operator scanned the chips through the verification system. The database recognized the chip design. It displayed a value, $7 million total. The system had been programmed months earlier for the canceled event. The prototype chips were supposed to represent play money for a theoretical $1 million tournament that never happened. But the chips were real, physical chips, properly manufactured, with the correct weight and feel. The verification system couldn't distinguish between a prototype and an active chip. The cage operator processed the exchange, $7 million in cash value chips. The transaction appeared in the system as legitimate. No flags, no warnings. The player took the chips to a different cage window, a routine cash-out request. The second operator saw valid casino chips and began counting. The cash-out process took 38 minutes. Large transactions required manager approval, but the chips were verified as legitimate casino property. $7 million in cash was prepared. The players signed the required forms. The transaction was complete. Meanwhile, the tournament director was conducting a routine inventory of unused materials. Prototype chips were supposed to be in storage. The storage container was empty. The prototype chips were missing, but the tournament director didn't immediately connect this to active casino operations. 20 minutes after the cash out was complete, the tournament director called the cage supervisor. The conversation was brief. The prototype chips were not supposed to be in circulation. The cage supervisor pulled the transaction records. The chip verification system had processed the prototypes as active $7 million denominations. The system had been programmed correctly. The prototype chips had been manufactured with the same specifications as real chips. There was no technical error. Security reviewed the surveillance footage. The player had entered with the prototype chips. The cage operators had followed standard procedures. Every step was documented. The casino's legal team was consulted. The chips were physically real. The verification system had confirmed their value. The cash out had been processed according to established protocols. The player had left the casino 47 minutes after the initial chip exchange. The $7 million was gone. The transaction couldn't be reversed. The prototype chips had been created for a theoretical scenario, a $1 million tournament that was designed but never implemented. The chips were printed with denominations that existed only in planning documents. But the verification system had been updated to recognize these denominations. When the tournament was canceled, the chip specifications remained in the database. The player had somehow acquired the prototype chips. How they left storage was never determined. The casino's investigation found no evidence of theft or internal conspiracy. The $7 million was withdrawn from the player's account within hours. Multiple transfers to different institutions. The money disappeared into the banking system. The casino contacted gaming regulators. The transaction was reviewed. The payout was determined to be technically legitimate under existing regulations. The prototype chips were never recovered. The verification system was updated to exclude canceled denominations. New protocols were implemented for prototype materials. But the $7 million was gone. The player had exploited a gap between planning and implementation. A theoretical value had become real money. The casino absorbed the loss. The incident was classified as an operational oversight, not fraud. The system had worked exactly as programmed.